Hi, I'm Jeff from AvidMax, and today I've got the Fishpond Nomad Emerger net. This is a pretty cool net with a lot of different features on it that I wanted to show you today. There are a few different colors of this net, and today we've got one that's a little bit different. It is the River Armor version, which means it comes with a few extra features. All of these nets are going to be made out of a composite of fiberglass and carbon fiber material, but the River Armor ones also come with a Kevlar in them as well. You can especially see that here on the handle and the way that they've included the River Coat rubberized paint on there. It's just a really nice looking net. Now all of the nets will still have the River Coat paint on the bottom here, which basically is just a really nice paint that they put on the bottom that's kind of rubberized and is going to make sure that you can get a good grip on the handle of the net even when the net is really wet. One of the other great things about it is it also has a ruler that is included here as well. So technically the ruler starts up here, and you're going to see that the ruler then has about a 22 right here. So if you need to measure a fish that's a little bit smaller, you just kind of start it there and subtract as you go along. But it's kind of nice they included that. Well, you've got a little bit of photographic proof for when you catch that monster. This net is a little bit shorter than some of the other nets that Nomad makes, but I think it's still just about long enough to use kind of in those emergency settings. As maybe you are out there on the river, you get halfway across, you notice it's moving a little bit faster than you thought it would. Even though this is a really light net, it's still got plenty of stability that you're going to be able to use it as a little bit of a wading staff. Not only is it sturdy enough to use as a wading staff, but it is light enough that it's going to float as well. So if you're out there, especially in a lake, you can just kind of drop the net right in front of you and it won't move. Or if you've got it tied off as you're in a river, slow moving stream, even if you happen to drop it for a second, you don't have to worry about this one sinking all the way to the bottom. Now the normal versions of these come with a white rubber basket, but the River Armor ones have the black rubber basket here, and it is a nice snag-free material. So if you're still using kind of one of those older nets, it's time to upgrade to one of these. It's a lot nicer for the fish being in there. It's not going to get its fins snagged on it at all, but it's also better for you as you're trying to pull that fly out of its mouth. You won't get it caught in this material nearly as easily as you would in one of the older style nets. This has a nice deep basket to it. The opening of the basket is 10 by 19, and then the basket itself is about a foot deep. So as you scoop that fish up in there, I think the tendency is to just kind of pick it up and hold it out of the water. But it's nice to keep the fish down in the water a little bit longer, especially as maybe you're getting your camera ready or something like that. It's just going to help keep the fish from stressing out a little bit. The other thing that you can do with these nets is just tuck it maybe right there into your wading belt. And that way, as you're out there in the river or the lake and you're stripping off some of your line, you're just going to be able to let it fall right there and use this as a little bit of a stripping basket, which is nice, especially if you've got sinking line or something like that, so that it's not going to get all the way down to the bottom of the river, kind of get tangled up in the rocks or weeds, maybe even around your feet. I think finally one of the great things about always carrying a net with you is I think we've all been on those rivers that we notice quite a few people have been there before us, right? As you're walking in and out, it's a pretty well-worn path. And there's also just a bunch of trash along the side of the way. Well, now you've got a little trash can that as you're heading out of the river, you can just pick a few things up, throw them in here, pack it out and throw it away when you get back to the car or whatever. But you've left the river a little bit nicer looking place than it was when you found it. If you're just kind of looking for that one net, especially maybe a nice looking net, and you don't have to worry quite as much about using a wading staff, but you still want one that's going to be there for you in a pinch, I think this is going to be a great net for you. For more fly fishing and outdoor related videos, subscribe to our AvidMax YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.